Hey guys, SeetherCord here, and welcome to my newest video for today. Well, it's finally here guys. After multiple videos, a failed original design, months of delay, and an entire animation studio shutting down, the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie has finally released to the public. I traveled 2 hours to New Orleans, Louisiana to see this movie with my friend Alex, aka Little Sop Plays, since both him and I are pretty huge Sonic fans. And by the way, he has the kind of unhealthy obsession with Sonic Heroes, specifically the Nintendo GameCube version to be exact. Just saying. Anyways, we went to the AMC theater located there to see the movie, and with this being my first time going to one of these theaters, I must say that it's pretty awesome. I love the design and aesthetic of the entire movie theater, and the popcorn buckets they have were huge, and plus they sold some awesome mozzarella sticks that we definitely chowed down on. And you also can't forget the Sonic the Hedgehog themed Icy, because you can't go to a movie theater in the United States without an Icy. They're amazing! One last thing before we get into the review is that they had this giant cardboard cutout of Sonic and the logo with Jim Carrey sticking out of the letter N, and we posed for pictures, and we also noticed that someone ripped off the hands of Jim Carrey, so yeah, just ripped off Jim Carrey hands, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's finally get into reviewing this movie, because that's why you clicked on this video here today. To start off, let's discuss the acting. We must first discuss Jim Carrey's performance because he genuinely stole the show. Jim Carrey's portrayal of Dr. Robotnik fits very well because he kind of mixes in his role of Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber and The Mask. His wacky, goofy, and borderline crazy attitude while mixing in a little bit of super genius really fits well for playing Dr. Robotnik. James Marsden and Tika Sumpter also did a really great job in portraying the husband and wife duo that assists Sonic throughout the movie. They're both very likable and are the more normal characters to relate to, with both Sonic and Robotnik being more on the wacky side. Lastly, Ben Schwartz did a great job portraying Sonic through voice acting, giving both a cocky, yet at the same time very well-meaning portrayal of the Blue Hedgehog. Now still, I would have preferred Roger Craig Smith, who's done the voice of Sonic in the video games for the past 10 years, but still, Ben Schwartz did great and I don't feel there was any regret in casting him. Next, let's move on to the writing. This movie was not slow at all, and it's such a fun ride throughout the entire time. Hell, I think that it was kind of intended to go by so fast because Sonic himself is fast as well. Now remember that at the end of the day, this is a movie that's mostly targeted at children. But I appreciate this movie having respect for both the parents taking their children to see this movie, and also the older fans of the video game franchise. The humor in this movie is both clever and dry, with there being jokes that don't insult children's intelligence, but also isn't anything too risque for the most part. There's only one fart joke in this movie, but the movie also had some jokes that were more aimed at the adults. There's this one joke in the movie about where our main protagonist besides Sonic has to use the payphone, and Sonic asks him what it is and why can't he just use a regular cell phone. And he tells him that it's something that drug dealers use to not get caught, and I just busted out laughing in the theater at that joke. Great nod to a little bit of the dark humor there. This movie did a great job as well with respecting the fans by throwing a few Easter eggs that if you look closely, only the fans of the Sonic the Hedgehog video games and people who are into the memes of Sonic the Hedgehog will understand. For example, there's a drawing of Sonic in the movie that I was like, oh my god, they did it, they used Sonic. I swear, they should have had Sammy Classic Sonic Fan make a cameo in the movie. They should have! It would have been the most epic internet meme cameo ever. The last thing that I want to cover for this movie is the music. A lot of the music they used in this movie was appropriate to each scene, and there was also music from the game Sonic Mania, which in my opinion is one of the best games in the 3D era of Sonic games, and easily is the best Sonic game in a while. Overall, this movie was a great direction for the franchise, and is a definite palate cleanser for the Sonic the Hedgehog character, and the license. It's very wholesome and just an all-around feel-good movie that'll just make you smile, and will make pretty much anyone of any age have a good time. To tell you a little bit further about my experience of going to the AMC theater with my friend Alex to see this movie, for starters, we were in line for quite a bit to get to the kiosk and buy our tickets for the movie, and there was a lot of people that were waiting on Friday night to see this movie. And I was assuming that most people were there to probably see either like the Harley Quinn movie that came out, or I think there's another movie called like Jojo Rabbit that came out just around that time a little bit ago. And then when we finally got to the kiosk to buy our tickets and everything, we saw that there was only one spot left available to see the movie, and there were two of us, so we were like, oh god, man, I guess people really want to see this movie on opening night, even though it's a kid's movie. And so we waited like 2 extra hours there just sitting around and talking to some people that were in the prior showing to that to saw the movie, and then we went to a later showing right after that. While we were waiting for the next showing to start, we noticed that a lot of people were here to see this movie, and I remember that old like poster thing I told you about earlier with the movie. There were tons of people that were wanting to take pictures of the movie of all ages. Parents with their kids, teenagers going with their friends, people going by themselves wanting to take pictures. It was crazy. There was this one family that had like 3 kids, and it was the parents also, and they were all wearing Sonic the Hedgehog shirts, and one of them had a little like Shadow the Hedgehog backpack. It was so cute. And I think like, wow, a lot of people really wanted to see this movie, and people of all ages and backgrounds really wanted to see this movie as well. Even if they weren't even a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, they still really wanted to see this movie. It's crazy. As of this recording, it is reported that this movie's opening is the most successful opening weekend for a video game movie of all time. It even beat out Detective Pikachu, and if I had to be fully honest with you, I actually enjoy this movie way more than Detective Pikachu. I still like Detective Pikachu, but however, I would say Sonic the Hedgehog was better. And I think as of right now, as in the making of this video, I think it's now broke like 200 million. So for a video game movie, this is great. And it's showing that video game movies are starting to finally be good. Because I know for like the past 30 or so years, they haven't been good. Like be it the Super Mario live action movie or the Mortal Kombat movies. And I think the Fast and Furious movies are technically video game movies because I think it's based off an arcade game. I don't know. Oh, and one last thing I need to mention about this movie. If you go see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, stay a little bit after the credits because there's a post-credit scene and it's very, very important and it's awesome. So make sure you see that. Don't leave the theater right after the credits start. Don't do that or I'll punch you in the face. I won't actually do that. That's an open thread on YouTube. I can get in trouble. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up my review of the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Have you guys seen this movie yet? Have you guys not? If you have, what do you guys think about this movie overall? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to me on Patreon as well as my coffee. Also, please consider smashing that like button, turning that notification bell, and subscribing altogether. Also, make sure to check out my main gaming channel, SeetherCord Games, as well as my no commentary gaming channel, Seether Chills. All will be linked down in the description down below. And with that all out of the way, I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.